Okay, back again, another live stream broadcast or podcast. Also, I accidentally, I don't know, the phone just jumped into the home screen, which I definitely need to stop the stream immediately because, yeah, it's basically quite hard to reach the Animoji application again. So that's the reason why I definitely don't want to, I don't know, show a little bit of my privacy screen. Obviously, because yeah, for some reason this is a live stream, so it cannot be edited later unless I basically try to exclude it or try to delete it, perhaps. But yeah, I think I won't do that because for some reason it's not that privacy when it was accidentally previously. So yeah, I basically tried to talk about how I didn't have any native language article on my main blog anymore for I try to prepare my native language podcast. So even though there's still five more episodes that I basically need to prepare, and I don't know whether it is gonna be the topics that I try to prepare on my notes first, just like when I try to do the first time that I try to create the native language dedicated channel, or it's gonna be like this live stream, which is basically a prompt without any script, without any inspiration, and just try to talk about anything for 10 minutes straight. Or I basically try to reduce the duration because for some reason, yeah, I definitely cannot try to explain various kind of thing at a very short amount of time. So that's the reason why most of the time I only try to do a live stream broadcast is only twice a day at maximum, I guess, because for some reason, even if I basically try to do it every day over and over again, I just don't know what to talk about next. So that's the reason why basically I'm still need to see what basically happened around me first in order to, I don't know, create some sort of topic that I can try to explain. Even though, yeah, most of the time it's just related to my own personal productivity, which basically something unnecessary to other people's beside me. But yeah, I basically try to put some a little bit implicit content of motivation, perhaps, or the things that I, at least it can basically motivate myself. So I don't know whether it is actually beneficial for other people's besides me or not, but at least I just try to talk about good things rather than the things that basically inappropriate to be told, like some other people's who basically, I don't know, have have some sort of ability or talent to, or opportunity perhaps, to do something that basically to talk about something that basically unnecessary, or even it's even considered as a bad things, because yeah, for some reason bad things should not be explicitly shown to other people's, because it will indirectly making other people's tend to follow it, even though yeah, it still definitely depends on their own kind of thinking. But at least something bad are just not meant to be popular popularized. I don't know what's the appropriate word or even sentences to describe those kind of things, but yeah, that's the one of the point that I basically speaker, and I don't know, speaking to myself like this is pretty hard because yeah, you basically need to keep talking about something that you basically want to explain without having some inspiration at all in the front of your face. Because yeah, that's the reason why when I basically try to do a native language podcast, I usually try to use the native language article as my one of my inspiration for talking, to fill the duration that definitely pretty long for me to talk about something different rather than just using the same word over and over again like this. I don't know. But anyway, it's okay since I basically just try to fulfill what I basically experience right now. And yeah, if it is basically not really beneficial for other people's, then yeah, at least it's still beneficial for me. I don't know. It's just getting harder, perhaps, maybe because I basically wanted to do the pre-recorded Animoji that I basically still haven't tried to do, because yeah, that's basically the easier things for me to talk about something, because yeah, the inspiration is actually in the gaming footage itself, but yeah, the duration is actually pretty long, and I'm not sure the unintentional free time that I currently got right now is basically enough or not, because for some reason I definitely need to prevent any kind of interruption right now, because yeah, it's definitely will make my computer even slow than before when I basically need to keep opening the application at the exact point where I basically got interrupted. So yeah, that's the reason why I only try to do it when I basically have a lot of intentional free time. And I don't know when will it finally happen, but yeah, I do have something to put as my goal at the end of this year, if I basically able to focus on a new place for creating personal productivity content. Even though yeah, it's definitely not a productive things to just play a game, but yeah, I wanted to make it as something that I basically try to enjoy, because for some reason I do like certain parts of the game where you basically like experience a movie where you can control the characters of the movie, so you can actually produce a different kind of storyline, even though it's definitely not something that pretty dynamic in terms of the conversation, because yeah, we still haven't reached those kind of point of gaming evolution, so you still see so many static content inside a video game. So that's the reason why at some point most of the game that is currently popular is still an online games, because for some reason online games is kind of make those static content become dynamic by adding other players to kind of like communicate with us directly, even though yeah, it's definitely not something that can be a cinematic like a film. It's more like a social media inside of video game, perhaps, I'm not sure. Yeah, because some of the social media or instant messaging application have certain features related to game where you can play together. So yeah, it's kind of like board game, but it's much modern, because it's even become competitive where many people can try to compete around the world, which yeah, I definitely not really good at it because yeah, I basically still pretty much a casual gamer that try to enjoy a video game from their story perspective, even though yeah, I don't really like fictional stories or even the things that basically not really make any sense because for some reason I try to see a video game as something that pretty close to this world, so it's kind of like realistic but in a different way because yeah, it's like a different universe perhaps. So that's the reason why seeing something that's very different than the, the world that you currently live in, the universe that you that we all had right now, then yeah, it's just something's weird perhaps. So yeah, I don't know what else that I basically want to talk about because for some reason, if I basically have the finally have the time to focus on create the personal productivity things without afraid of getting interrupted, then yeah, I probably will try to do so many nostalgic video game, but I don't know whether it is gonna be wasting a lot of my time or not because yeah, I don't know whether it's gonna be a live stream or not because if it is live stream, then the only time that I basically waste is just during the playing the game itself. But when I basically try to record it, then the amount of time that I basically waste can be doubled for editing the video, which is yeah, that's pretty annoying and the lazy one of the laziest things that I basically try to prevent because yeah, for some reason I basically wanted to do personal productivity things in various kind of things, so not just playing games. So that's the reason why I basically want to create content that as simple as it get, but yeah, still quite unique for the others, or it's still pretty much enjoyable. But yeah, definitely it's pretty hard to create content like that because if it is easy, then it's also easy to be fooled by other people's to do the same thing. So yeah, that's the reason why. Just like I always say it, the same phrase over and over again. That's the reason why. So yeah, I think it's already 13 minutes. I think I will try to stop the stream perhaps. I don't know, I will try to do a native language podcast or not after this because I basically need to finish the things that I must do first because it's already late because of unnecessary meeting that I need to attend, and also trying to watch a movie that I don't know, I only like it at certain scene only. So that's the reason why before the meeting I, instead of doing the things that I must do, I just watch the movie during the exact appropriate scene that I like in the TV. Obviously, even though yeah, most people are already not really like to see a movie on the TV anymore because many streaming services already give you an ability to watch anything on demand. But yeah, I don't really like that kind of things because for some reason random things are just unexpected, and it I really like something that I basically already seen previously and just try to see it anymore, which is give me more satisfaction rather than intentionally see it as an on-demand things, like, yeah, downloading the whole movie perhaps, which is definitely waste my storage devices. But yeah, or even trying to bought the original disc for collection, I guess. I don't know, but not all of the movie, especially the newest one, is definitely gonna be expensive. So yeah, that's the reason why those streaming platform is still pretty popular for people who basically able to see original movie as easy as can be. Even though, yeah, it's definitely not really good for collection purposes,